Hello, and welcome to the Team Manager training on Ed Leaders Network. My name is Arlen Peebles, and I will be your guide as we explore the powerful features now available to you on Ed Leaders Network. This training is divided into 3 parts, including Insights, Authoring, and Admin. I recommend that you first complete these trainings in order, but you can come back to the individual courses at any time to review. Let's get started. The Insights page contains at-a-glance information you need when managing your team. At the very top, you can set the date range, and this will dynamically change all of the data displayed below. The first graph shows your team's completion rate. This gives you a high-level look into the progress for each learner in terms of their course completion compared to the number of courses in which they have enrolled. When hovering over an individual, you will see how many courses they have enrolled in, completed, and any that are overdue. You can also view their enrollments and send them a message right here from the system. You can also use the message button beneath the graph to target specific learners depending on their progress. Next is a look into the specific numbers of overdue learners versus completed learners. Learners will be marked overdue if you have assigned them a course and they have not met the completion date. You can click Deep Dive beneath overdue or completed and be taken into the reporting area for more detail. Beneath this are 2 graphs that show you how compliant your organization is and the progress of your learners, looking at enrollments that are complete, in progress, or not started. You can do a deep dive in these areas as well to download a CSV file with all that data included. Below this are some interesting data points that look at active users, average procrastination, number of hours spent on learning, and most active day of the week. This data can be helpful to keep an eye on the average engagement of your team within Ed Leaders Network. At the very bottom, you can see the types of devices your team is using to access ELN, and some numbers on what's new, available content, and user types in your group. The Insights page is an incredibly useful tool for managers to get at-a-glance information about the progress of their team and send quick reminders regarding overdue courses and programs. Up next, we will look at the Author tools. This is the area where you can create and assign courses, programs, and live training for your team. After clicking on Courses, you will see the complete list of all courses created in Ed Leaders Network. At the top, you can search, sort, and filter for courses that you would like to assign to staff. Let's do a search for teaching in the search box and see what comes up. By clicking on the title of the course, I will then be able to assign this to an individual, a custom group, or my entire team. From this course dashboard, I can see a summary of activity for this course and how many learners are enrolled. If I click on Learners, I can then assign individual members of my team to complete this course. After searching and selecting the individual, I can even pick a due date for this course to be complete. This will generate an email notification to this individual and let them know that they have been assigned this course and when it is due. If I'd like to assign this course to my entire team, I can click Groups. By clicking the Add Group button, I can assign this course to all of my learners by searching for My Learners in the search box or any other subgroup I may have created. Once the My Learners group is selected, you will need to set the relevance for this course. You can choose between Required and Recommended. There is a third option to make the course available in library, but we ask that you avoid using this option since most of the courses are already available in the library. Click Save, and this will automatically email the entire group that they have been assigned this course. Unfortunately, you cannot set a due date when assigning to groups. The most exciting feature within courses is the ability to create your own course using the New Courses button in the top right of your screen. This will create a completely new course within ELN that can be directly assigned to your user group. Check out our ELN course authoring training for a deep dive into this tool and best practices that can be used to create courses of a quality and rigor that they could be considered for national distribution in the ELN Public Course Library. Now let's look at programs. Programs function identically to courses, but are a grouping of multiple courses that must be completed together to get a program certificate. Here you will find some programs already created around state-mandated training. These can be used to assign your staff to their annual, biannual, and recommended training for the year. In addition, you can use the New Program button to create a program of your very own using self-generated courses or courses that already exist in the library. And just as with courses, you can assign these programs to either an individual or an entire group. Next up is the live training portion. From here, you can see a list of upcoming live trainings available on ELN and assign those to your team. As a manager, you also have the ability to add a new live training course by clicking the New Course button in the top right of your screen. From here, you will give your live training a title and add session information such as date, time, location, and notes. This can be a great way to track attendance at a live training sessions that you may be hosting at your school or district. Finally is a feature called checkpoints, which can also be created and assigned by the team manager. You can create a new checkpoint by clicking on the New Checkpoint button in the top right corner. From here, you will give the checkpoint a title and instructions on how to complete the checkpoint. Under More Settings, you can also turn on Requires Evidence and Requires Approval. Then you can assign this checkpoint to the individual learners or choose from your groups. As you can see, the author area of the admin panel contains a powerful set of features to create and assign courses, programs, and live training for your staff. Now let's take a look at the admin panel. This is where you can manage your team and look at their individual progress with ELN assignments. By clicking on the Users and Permissions link and selecting Manage Users, you will see a listing of all your staff and be able to search, sort by name, and filter by role. In the top right, you will notice an email icon that can be used to email your entire team directly from the system. If you wanted to check on the individual's progress, you simply click on their name and you will see what courses they have completed, in progress, and overdue. In the top right, you can click on the email icon to send this user an email reminder about any overdue courses they might have. Below Manage Users is the Manage Groups link, where you can see and manage your various groups. The My Learners group is your default group that represents your entire team. By clicking on the Add Group icon in the top right, you can choose between creating a new manual group or a new smart group. If you choose to create a manual group, you can give the group a title, such as Literacy Group. From here, you can add members of your literacy team manually by typing in their name in the box below. If you choose to create a smart group, you will also need to give it a name and use the configuration rules below to determine who belongs in this group. Click on Select an Attribute and you will see all of the options available for group creation, such as job title, district, school, organization, etc. Let's select job title and see what is available to use in the value field. This will pull up all available job titles within your team. If you would like to add an additional rule, you can do so with the link below. You can also choose whether the group will include all or any of the rules listed using the drop-down arrow. Once complete, you can save this group and they will now be available to you when assigning courses and programs. Thank you for completing the ELN Manager training program. Now that you have a good understanding of the powerful features available to you under the Insights, Author, and Admin pages, it's time to get started managing your team. If you have any additional questions, never hesitate to reach out to support@edleadersnetwork.org. Enjoy the learning.